Okay.
There's a
That's
lot.
fair.
I gotta rewatch it to really get the grit of it. But
but producer,
okay,
run the trailer.
Let's go into the next show.
Run the trailer.
We have a new business partner, Tariq St. Patrick.
We're looking for someone who can represent Stansfield properly.
You're not the only one with secrets.
How about we trade? We about to open shop, Trap.
I know you're selling out there to pay for David. You need to go get a gun to protect yourself.
This case came back on.
I can control anybody, Tariq. When you know what someone wants, you give it to them or you take it away.
Hello, sir.
I'm sorry, we're laughing because Sydney's couch is empty.
We're, as you just saw, we are talking about Power Book 2 tonight, and we're getting into the next episode. So let's kick this off. Tariq sets up his campus drug business while Tasha encourages him to get a gun to protect himself for his safety. Monet shows her power and lays down her new rules against the gang that's messing up her business. Tasha senses that she's being watched in prison and has become paranoid. Davis goes hard against Sachs to try and get him thrown off Tasha's case. And Drew, who's Monet's son, is sent to Tariq's college to spy on Tariq to find out how he's doing his business. But Drew seems to be a little more interested in something else. That's a quick little rundown.
Okay, Power Book. What do y'all think overall of the show so far?
Yeah, it's okay.
You're shaking your head. It's okay. Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Is it staying the same?
The same.
For me, it's staying the same. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't dislike the show. I think the show is just it's flatline to me. It's just coasting along. I'm enjoying it for what it is, but I'm not in love with it and excited for it. Like, oh my God, I gotta watch Power Book 2 every single Sunday because I can't miss a Sunday. I'm not in that feeling. No.
I would say it's gotten a little bit better. I feel like they could cut some of the characters who are getting on my goddamn nerves.
Cool. I'm curious.
The black professors, the girl and the guy.
I have no idea why they are part of this show. It's annoying.
Annoying and
let's just dive into it. They jumped the shark with that whole relationship. They jumped the shark. They dived too deep and trying to make them too integral in this. Where that whole when Lauren invites the crew back to her house to meet the parents and talk about the program, that whole exchange at the dinner table was so over the top. It was so unbelievable. I just was like, okay, I was riding with y'all until this.
It was who goes? It was Meet the Browns. It was like over the top.
Yes.
Because I'm like, who gets invited to somebody else's house for dinner, and the two people that are invited are having a nasty exchange between each other, and you're supposed to be the professional
in front of your students.
Yeah,
and the parents that pay the tuition where my student goes to. Come on.
It's also like when they go back to the office and they get into their little argument and he says to her,
"Oh my God,
you hate yourself because you want to be with me so much," and she's like,
"And I hate you."
First of all,
wait.
But I hate you for hating me and hating you and hating me. Oh my God.
Let's just give the audience context. We're talking about the professor, which is Carrie, the female, and Jabari, the male professor. And
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, let me finish. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say Carrie's been carrying with her the fact that she heard him have sex with the graduate student. So it's been eating her alive, right? And she's all, angry and all that kind of stuff. But it
They're
just
not
seems
together.
so. But it just, but that whole scene seems so fake. Like when he was like, "You hate me because you want to be with me, girl," and she goes and locks the door, and then they get buck naked and do the nasty. It just seemed her acting was so like lifeless. There was no passion in that scene at all. Like I was like, can they mark this out of the whole?
It felt very Tyler Perry-ish for me.
Yes.
Okay, let's write her character she is a nymphomaniac. So we have to write a scene where she is exposing that aspect of her character. So let's have her give in to him, and that's her drug. And so that's the scene. It was forced.
I don't understand why we're pushing these two characters. I don't get it.
Why are they there?
Because the overall picture of the show itself, they mean nothing.
Nothing. They don't. It was cheesy in a really bad way. The exchange between the two of them, I was like, it's like a fifth grader wrote the dialogue.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the reason for this? How does it play into the whole thing? Like they could just write them out and we wouldn't miss them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wish they would write them out.
So how do we feel about Monet this week?
Yo.
I liked her.
She still acts the same to me.
Nah.
I like the family story and how it's. I was more interested in that than to Tariq and the rest of them. I was more interested in Monet and her family than anything else.
You know, the scene with Monet in the kitchen where she's telling Drew, the children, they standing around the kitchen counter, and she's saying, Drew, I want you to go and see Tariq so I can figure out how he's doing his business. And the daughter, Diana's like, well, why can't I go? She's like, you know why you can't go, girl. And then what's his name?
Monet is always lurking around the house. You can't even have a conversation.
Yeah. Mom.
She's gotta have control of her business and her kids. She's gotta know what's going on at all times, which she does. She knows her daughter likes Tariq. She knows what's up with her son Drew. She knows what's up with the other son. Like she's very in tune to what's going on with the kids as well as what's going on in her business. And that's why she's like, yo, I've been running this thing for as long as my husband's been in jail. This is my show. You know what I'm saying? And she's got control of that. And she's letting everybody know I'm controlling this situation. Y'all can't get over on me.
That's why she told Kane at the kitchen counter, because he was like, well, you made that decision without me. She was like, you need to know your lane and stay in it. You're not a decision maker. You the muscle. He was like,
the muscle.
Because he beat the black off that boy when they went to confront the guy, and he called her a puta. She said, puta? Oh, I said, you don't call Mary a puta.
She said,
first of all, I ain't even have to be, nobody has to be Spanish to know that word. Everybody knows that word. He should have picked another word. So like, everybody knows that word.
Yo, Kane, she was like, yo, you beat the rails off of him. He's like, oh, you didn't want me to do that? She's like, nah, that's what you're supposed to do. It's my boy.
So that's Kane. Let's dive into Brother Drew.
Oh,
yeah.
Brother Drew.
Drew, boy. Drew.
The layers. The layers.
Yeah.
So the mom assigns Drew to go to the school to find out what Tariq is doing and how he's able to run his business. And then we find out Drew. Brian, go ahead, take it away.
We find out Drew's gay. Closeted, yes, but his mother knows. She's just cautious about the type of guy that I guess he should try and deal with, because he's the whole family's street. So to deal with a regular person is not really what she wants for him to do, because And I really found this out after watching, because normally I don't watch the extras afterwards, but I did watch the extra afterwards, and I found a little bit of the information afterwards.
Tell us. I didn't see it, so tell us.
Yeah, well, no, the thing with Drew is, so Monet is very well aware of Drew liking guys. It's just the fact that she knows that bringing a regular guy into their world is not conducive for that person, because they live a dangerous life. The whole family is a bunch of killers and this and that. So if you're going to get with a guy, you got to get with a guy that understands the nature of the business and the family side. That's also going to protect you and be able to handle what happens when shit goes down. But Drew's not really about that. Drew, you could tell Drew wants to live a regular life. He just seems like he wants to meet a guy, be in love, just
same as Diana. Diana's the same way.
Yeah. I feel
Kane
like
is the only one that is about that life.
He's the only one that wants to be in that life. And Monet is trying to force everybody, and she's trying to teach everybody to be in this life. But 2 kids don't really want to be in that life, and you're forcing them into it, and they're going along with it to because they're part of the family, and they feel like they have to do this to be part of the family, but they don't really want to be it.
You just brought up an interesting point to me that I'm just now thinking about. We watched the whole Power TV show and series where you have 2 people in the life and they're shielding their children from it, and they don't want their children to be a part of it, and did everything in their power to keep them away from it. And then we see what happens. The family totally disintegrates. And now we have the second version of Power, book 2, Ghost. And we're introduced to a new family that everything's out in the open from day one. And the parents want the children in the business. And we're finding the children don't want this life. And it's just the opposite of what we are accustomed to. And so it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Lydia, any thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, I really found myself focusing on Monet and that family, because like you were mentioning, the dynamic of it, how she is like, no, I want y'all to know this business. I want you to be a part of it. And they don't want to be a part of it. But the thing that I thought about is, here it is 2 dynamics. The first one was, no, keep the kids out of it. The family disintegrated. And now here is the second, dynamic of it, where it's like, oh, well, yeah, we want the kids to be a part of it, but the family's still going to disintegrate at some point. You know what I mean? I feel like that might, and maybe not all the kids or whatever, but it might just disintegrate and blow up in their faces.
It's going to be everybody.
Yeah,
it's going to be everybody, because Kane is going to have a power struggle with his mother. Because as she continues to put him in a certain lane, and he feels as though they're equal partners. He feels as though, he's already said it, we're in this together, we're partners. And she's just like, people can be partners, but everyone still has a role to play, and your role is the muscle, like Sydney said. So I think that part is going to deteriorate.
But she hasn't realized her role, because she believes
Monet?
she's the boss. Yeah, well, she's not.
She's
right.
Not. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I think that's going to come out to play too. Yeah, because at some point he's still controlling and moving all the pieces from prison, which he's already told her, I want you to do this, I want you to do this, and I want you to do that. And last time when she tried to tell him, no, you're inside and I'm outside, the dynamics have changed, I think it needs to go this way. And he's like, no, it has to go this way. I want it to go this way. So I think that's another thing, like you said, Sydney, I think we're going to see that unfold and play out as each episode continues as well.
And the thing
is,
that
I agree with you, Lydia, that the family is going to break apart.
And the thing is that he's in jail for life.
Yeah.
He ain't coming home. So
we think.
She got to deal with this. I mean, for now, she got to deal with this situation forever, like never having a relationship out in the open. Everything has to be hidden. She has to maintain the image of the dedicated, wife with the business. So it's very interesting. But she's definitely in the know. Like y'all said, you can't, every time somebody say something, Monet be like, huh? Y'all in here talking?
And actually, what's interesting about that, Lorena, what you're saying is that's really more so for the power of protection, because the name means so much in the streets that she rather live this life of being under his name than having her own happiness,
right?
And even starting over under her own name.
Yeah, right. That's true.
So let's dive into Tariq and what Tariq is faced with this episode.
I'm so tired of that boy.
Okay, Course Connect app is brilliant.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if that exists in real life. Yeah. But if college kids are doing that, or maybe that's how Facebook started, I don't know. But that shit was brilliant.
Yeah.
The way Malik devised an app, and it's a tutorial for students underlining drug distribution system within the school, and it was brilliant. I'm sitting there studying,
still a study thing. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I was like, is this real? This is brilliant.
I agree.
Gives a lot of college kids some ideas.
But you know what? I was like, wait a minute. When the young guy who is fronting the money, what's his name?
Simon Stern's husband.
Simon's husband. Yeah.
I was like, wait, huh?
Sebastian Stern. So apparently Simon married a tenderoni, and now I guess because he's an actor, a well-known actor, I guess he's just going to make guest appearances, and that was a way to introduce another person.
Husband. Yeah.
Right, and so he's probably going to be the mainstay in the show now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so as the benefactor, the financier of the whole operation,
and who's a little more eviler than Simon,
if that's possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
weren't you saying something before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. So the course correct. No, I thought that was brilliant. Okay. I'm saving the best for last, because this is a special one. Well, not for last, but I was just saving it so that Lydia can really chomp into it. We got Davis and Paula.
Oh yeah. Oh, Lydia, I was thinking about you when they were having sex.
The whole time.
And Method Man was in his boxers.
I was like, oh shit.
I said Lydia must be on the floor right now.
Method Man got his first sex scene of his career. They're showing ass shots. They're showing chest. We find out that Davis is married, which we didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, no, we did know. He always had a ring on.
I didn't notice.
I never noticed it.
I didn't notice that.
So, yeah, I always noticed the wedding ring.
Lydia, take it away.
It was the best damn part of that whole episode. The best damn part. But it was so, I felt like, even though it was like, oh, dang, they're sleeping together.
You didn't know?
Well, I suspected, but I didn't really know.
She's beautiful. I knew they were sleeping together from the first time she was introduced.
I really didn't know.
No,
I didn't either.
It was like, but I still felt like, I don't know, it was a little cheesiness to it. But I still was like, I still was surprised by it or whatever. And I was surprised by the fact that when she picked up the wedding band and was like, oh, don't forget this. And I was like, oh, dag, did I miss that too? But again, I just feel like it's a typical storyline. Oh, okay, so the lawyer and the other lawyer that they're working on this case together. Oh yeah, they're sleeping together. I don't know. I just felt it was like, big deal. But I love Method Man.
That's part of the reason why. That's part of the reason why I felt from the beginning when she was introduced to it, she was too beautiful for me not to think that they were not sleeping together. And that's why, for me, I was just like, oh, they're sleeping together. The minute she was introduced, the long hair, the light skin, the way she looked, the way they talked to each other, I just had a feeling that they were banging on the side. I knew that he was married because I saw the ring on his finger, but I also knew that they were sleeping together. But I thought that maybe I didn't really think too much about his wife, I'll be honest, but I knew there had to be something going on between the two of them. But quick question. So are they tapped into Tariq's phone? Because first of all, I don't know who has sex with their phone on the bed.
Who's they? Who's they?
When Davis and the lady were having sex, her phone was underneath her and she slid it underneath the pillow. And that was when the wire transfer went through to Tariq's phone. And then after they had sex, that's when she picked up the phone and was like, oh, a wire went through to his phone. So
no, she didn't say to his phone. It went through.
They got their money.
Oh, they got their money. Oh,
okay. They got their money from Sebastian.
Right.
Confused on. Okay.
It went back to the conversation she had with Tariq because it came from a shady LLC. And so when she had the conversation with Tariq, she told him, you need to wire the money. And then Davis was like, well, it's not coming from, a shady LLC. And here we go. The money was wired from a shady. She called it shady. She don't know what it is. I mean, to be honest, it's Simon Stern's wire. So the things that she don't know, that they are legit businessmen. It's coming from a legit business.
I know why she's calling it shady. The boy is a teenager. The boy's a teenager.
Not only that, they know his whole
have all his money.
And at the time, she didn't know where the money was coming from. She was like, where does he have money from?
She's the only one
until he explains, and then he lies. Then he lies and say it's from the grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a sociopath.
He really is.
He's a sociopath.
He is. He's a sociopath.
Yeah. I say, it's like you just want to count the times he has texts and phone calls. It's like, how are you able to function with so much going on every single episode?
2 phones.
That's my question. Every episode. Oh my God. It's like, come on. It's a lot that he's like just, and I'm like, at some point,
right? Well,
like the one thing though that I did like the talk afterwards when the creator talks, she mentioned how it's going to be interesting to see how Tariq deals with the 2 women and kind of hinted to the fact that he's going to mess that up. And I'm like, thank God there's something he's going to mess up and he's going to be realistic. Like, I want to see that and I can't wait for that. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting that she hinted to that's a situation he has no control over because he can't control their emotions or feelings or whatever. And he's going to, kind of mess it up.
Let's look at it. He's in college. He's doing his studies. He's doing what's the other guy's name? Studies?
Zeke.
He's doing Zeke studies. He's got 2 phones, one for his mother, one for business and all this other kind of and personal stuff. He's dealing with 2 different girls. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you got the drug hustle going on in school, and you still got to deal with the white boy that you got to deal with. That he's getting him into fights so that he can get the other guy kicked out. Like, Tariq is not.
He's gonna get him.
That's a vulnerability. He is a vulnerability for Tariq.
Yeah,
because they said it in the after show too. He is definitely a vulnerability because he's too like excited about it.
Yeah,
he's a college kid.
But he's wealthy. He comes from wealth, and he doesn't care.
This is a hobby.
This is a hobby, and this is what Tariq is doing to help his mother. Like this is not a game for Tariq, but it's a game for his friend. So he's a vulnerability.
And Tariq's gonna get tired of him.
Well, and he's also the reason why that Sax's niece took the picture of Tariq. Because he was over there chatting with her, and then she was able to like get Tariq in that little photo because she was chatting with the little white guy. I feel like the white guy and her with connection in future episodes, that's another vulnerability.
Oh no, they're definitely hooking up. They're hooking up. It's predictable. You know they're hooking up. They're gonna end up dating. Like, it's predictable. The whole show's predictable.
So what's gonna happen next?
You know what? I don't necessarily, this is just me, I don't see it as 100% predictable because I wouldn't have predicted that Sax's niece would have been doing, FBI undercover at the, at the fraternity party. I actually, when we didn't talk about Sax yet, but in that whole scene when Davis brought in Councilman, I love Councilman Lorenz Tate. He get on my damn nerves.
Oh my God.
He is comic relief.
Oh my
He is comic relief. He's playing that role.
God. Yo, he is just a terrible person on the show. I can't stand him. Rashad Tate. That's it. Rashad Tate. But when they had that whole scene when Davis was trying to get Sax thrown off the case. Obviously we had Blanca. So with Blanca, her
She's
name
so angry.
Means something like she used to be. It was like truth and light, and now that when she hooked up with Sax, she went over to the dark side, and so much so
angry.
Yo, she mad too. She be like, Sax. When I went with Sax, like she can't even.
Sax was right. Sax was right. He called her on a lot of stuff.
He did.
She was complying in a lot of things that he did. She knew a lot of stuff that he did was wrong, and she came in as the good person when her character was first introduced in Power. She came in as this righteous cop that was doing all the right things, and then she went over to the dark side. So I don't feel bad for her.
I didn't either. And it is the one time that you were like, that's right, Sax. Let her know who she is. It's like, bitch, you went along with all that shit that I was doing. Yeah. And you even used some of it so that you could get where you needed to get to. So don't even sit up here and play like you're all, fresh and clean or whatever.
Yeah, because you got played.
Sax cracks me up every episode because he's messy. Messy.
So that whole scene happened, and then
next week, I can't wait for our girl to come back next week.
Davis was like, I got something to get him. We going to see Tamika's fly ass.
Tamika. She's like, what the fuck is this? What is this shit?
She was like, oh, he's like, you been certain mother.
It's like, what's really hood, bitch?
Yeah. Looking good. Tamika had her hair was even better than the last episode.
Yes, Tamika is snatched every episode. I mean, snatched. She always looked good. I'm like, you better do it, Tamika.
Tamika said, now that I don't work for the federal government, I can look good.
I can look good.
I said, oh, Lord, here we go. She was like, that motherfucking Davis. She was.
Hey, what about Tasha getting brolic and doing push-ups?
I was like, oh, my God.
What is this? Why is she doing push-ups? Who ass she gonna be?
She was like, one. She was like, one.
And a 2
and a half. I
was like, what the hell is she doing?
I need them to figure out Tasha's whole story in this prison thing because it's getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
They're throwing little things in there just to keep her in the story, and I'm just like, it's annoying the hell out of me. It really is. And the other guy that's watching her, and he's always around and snapping pictures, and it's annoying. And then this other woman who she's befriending in prison. Let's get to the story.
Let's move this along. Come on. Now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just was like, okay, so Tasha doing push-ups. This like an episode of Oz. I started literally laughing. I was like, this is so fake. I'm sorry.
So stupid.
Tasha ain't done a push up ever. Now she in the jail like
doing
70,
push up
75, 76, 99, 10. Come after me if you want to. Y'all don't see me doing these push-ups.
It was so fake.
Yeah, I agree with Brian. I feel like they need to figure out what's going on with her storylines, or she could disappear a little bit like the little girl did for a while, so we don't see her for a minute.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
She's in prison. Again. Yeah, she's in prison. So just develop Tariq and the whole story, and we can bring in Tasha. We can call her on the phone.
Tasha is his motivation, so she has to be around.
Yeah, but she could best be on the phone.
Motivation.
Yeah, we know that, but it's just
she can just text him. There's plenty of shows where we've seen people in prison where they've been motivated through text.
Just call her every now and then on the burner. That's it.
All we need is the voice. We don't need to see her do a push up.
I don't need to see her with them cornrows.
No, I think it's sort of I'm pulling something from Lovecraft and Hippolyta. I think we're seeing Tasha stripped. And we're watching her metamorphosis. I think she's going to become a boss in the prison. I feel like she's going to be running things. And so now we're getting to see her vulnerable and weak. And I think she's going to become something in the future.
Yeah. You could be right.
You might be.
I don't know.
Just like you was right about William and Christina on Lovecraft. You could be right, but I don't know. I'm getting a little. I like the show, but I'm getting a little annoyed at Tasha's calls to Tariq, like you gotta get a gun. You gotta. Oh my God, I know you out there. How you think he's getting his money? What you think he's gonna do?
And these are one of them little whole things. Do you remember addresses and stuff just off the top of your head? So the drop site. You remember the address of every drop site? She has no Rolodex in prison.
She remembered it. Why?
Looking for Merrick Boulevard and go down to the. It was like, you remember? Those are ghost drop sites. That's not yours.
Well, I'm like, if she remembered the drop sites, why y'all just didn't go to the drop sites and see if there was some money there? You looking for guns? Why you didn't check all the drop sites after Ghost was killed to see what was left? I don't know. Okay, go ahead, Sydney.
Like I said, it is just far-fetched. A lot of this stuff is far-fetched and whatnot. Like that whole thing. The boy just said to her, like, Mom, I don't carry a gun, or he didn't want a gun or something. And she's like,
he doesn't even know how to shoot a gun.
And she's like, go get it.
No.
Like,
oh yeah, he does.
His father.
He shot his
He
father.
killed his father.
But he
I forgot he did kill his father.
He don't get down like that. And she's telling you gotta get it. No. Go get it. And he's like, Mom, I don't even get down like that. And so
you know what? He probably does. The boy's a sociopath. I just remembered that. He'll probably easily kill somebody.
But I agree with Lydia.
No, that yes, of course we know that. But he said he doesn't really. No, I don't need it or something. He said.
Yeah, he don't carry a gun around on campus. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other layer. Yes, he's selling the drugs. And of course, now that Tasha asked him to get the gun, who sees the gun in his bag but the attorney? He ain't had no gun this whole time for Paula to see. Now Paula see, and now her little nose.
She wouldn't have known that anyway. I mean, she just happens. It's not like she's looking in the boy's bag every time she's around him. It's just she just happens to see it this time.
I know
because she's in front of him.
He had just gotten the gun. That's when he had
she
just came from getting the gun. But what I'm saying is, this whole time he listening to Tasha's bad advice. Let's see, bad advice.
Well, no, I don't see. That's not bad advice. Like
it's bad advice either.
He's dealing drugs and dealing with a top killer family. He has to be strapped.
Who she's getting all the information that they will kill him.
Yes,
he doesn't know.
He has to get strapped. Yeah.
No, I hear that, but the thing is that what's one little gun against this whole family that has soldiers?
It's not about that. It's
about
the fact that if one person comes to kill him, he has a gun to protect himself. Yeah.
Well, yes, too. Yes, the producer also said, why she not sharing that info to Tariq?
Because it's not time. Because she can't share that info to Tariq.
Which info?
She lets Tariq.
That she getting text messages.
She's getting text messages from Monet's husband.
She don't know who it's from.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know who it's from.
That's why she should tell him.
But she knows it's coming from. She knows what Tariq is doing. So it's clear that because she knows what Tariq is doing, and Tariq is clearly connected to a bad family that is very well connected, she can't let him on to know that information, because if Tariq lets anything on that they know that they know what's up, he could be dead, and so could she. She can't.
But you know what though? I feel like Tariq is smarter than that. Tariq is smarter than Monet and the whole family. Yeah. He came up with this app. Like, Tariq is not a dummy. Tariq knows how to hold stuff in his back pocket. That's why he's a sociopath. He's extremely intelligent and plotting. So I don't feel like if he got that info, he would just hold it in his pocket, but he would know going in.
Tariq does not have lawyers. We're talking about a family that is stacked with a bunch of killers.
I know. I just said that.
Well connected to the streets.
Well, technically, Tariq comes from a family, a bunch of killers.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Tariq is not connected like that to other killers.
No, all I'm saying is give him that info so he's not walking in blindly, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like if he got that info, he would be going in like the Wild Wild West.
No, she's playing in his back pocket. She's playing catch up. She has to find out everything that he's doing. He's just moving fast.
And he's not telling her everything either.
And he knows who he's involved. He did the research on the family. He knows exactly who he's dealing with.
Yeah.
I think she should tell him. That's just my 2 cents. I think she should be like, I asked you to get the gun because I'm getting these text messages and I want you to be safe. Boom. He knows that they're connected and sending messages to his mother. He got that in his pocket, so he understands a little bit more so about who he's dealing with. That's all I'm saying.
Tariq is a gangster. All of a sudden, he seems to have.
Why you put air quotes? He killed his father.
I still don't believe. I'm sorry.
That was a gangster move.
I still don't buy this whole kid. I don't buy this whole kid that grew up in the high rise as a street kid. I'm sorry, and I'm riding with this story, but I just don't buy it. I just don't. I'm in it, but I just don't buy it.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's power book to Ghost. I think that's a good way to end it.
Yes, it is.
What do you all rate it? Brian, let's start with you.
3.
Lydia.
2.75.
Woo. L Bell.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I'm a 3.5. I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at it. Yeah, I wasn't mad at it. You know, the show is entertaining to me, and so it brings me laughter and you know, a couple of things.
3 is my entertainment bar.
So it's entertaining.
And 3 sex scenes this show.
Count them. Which one? Who? I know the 2.
It was
the boys
Drew,
and
David.
The professors.
True. And the professors.
David the professors. The professors were 1.8 Neil.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you.
Neil, not a 1.8.
Not a
1.8. He hates the show. Yeah.
Oh, but he's a loyal follower though.
Yep, he'll still watch it like the rest of us.
Right.
For them three sex scenes.
Oh, and quick shout out to Neil, by the way, for back to Lovecraft, where he says that Hepaliah came into her name because Hepaliah is a warrior queen. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil with the facts. I think Neil took over from Elsa and Chrissy Murray. So Neil is our new fact checker. Okay, Neil.
Right.
So sis, real quick. Oh, sorry.
Good.
Now I was gonna say, by the time we come back next week, the first presidential debate will have happened, so we'll have plenty of tea because it's on Tuesday.
Will we though? I mean, what's the debate going to be about? One is going to have facts and knowledge, and the other one's going to be a bully.
We just gonna have listen. We gonna have tea.
And now that his taxes have been revealed by the New York Times, what's he going to say? It's fake. We all know what he's going to say.
He's already refuting it, so
yes.
We gonna see, but we'll have a lot of current events next week.
Oh, we got, and also tonight, concurrently with Lovecraft and Fargo debuted tonight, which I'm gonna watch right after this broadcast.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, watch that.
Yeah, with Chris Rock.
It's a lot going on, and then we still got The Boys. That's insane. You know, The Boys are insane. You want to do a quick recap? Anybody of The Boys real quick? Okay.
Not me. You know, I only watch when y'all make me because it's so bloody and gory.
I watched it.
It's good.
I can't remember everything that went on. Yeah,
so good.
It was just really good, and they're giving us a lot of backstories and filling in all the gaps. So the show's on fire to me, fire. But okay, all right. Well, this was interesting. This was a good show as always. Thank you all for watching.
Oh, real quick, shout out to Quibi because I watched hashtag free Rayshawn and with Lawrence Fishburne and Stefan James, and it was pretty good. So
that's
I watched
the guy
today.
from 12 Bridges, right? Stefan?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the guy? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I finally got to see, and it was so good. I'm sorry.
It was good.
What? 21 Bridges?
I'm sorry, I called it 21. 12 Bridges. 21 Bridges. I'm sorry.
21 Bridges.
21 Bridges. I inverted the numbers, but 21 Bridges. I finally got to see that, and I didn't see it in the movies, and it was excellent.
No, it wasn't.
What?
21 Bridges was in the movies.
21 Bridges was good.
You mean Chadwick's movie?
Yeah,
that was in the movies.
No, that wasn't excellent.
It was good. I liked it.
It was good. Yeah. We liked it.
Oh no, she said it was good. She didn't say excellent.
I said it was good.
Why you put words in her mouth?
Okay, rewind the tape.
It's good.
She said more than that. She said more than good. She did. Rewind. We'll see it in the rerun. We'll see it in the rebroadcast.
It was good and she enjoyed it.
We'll see it in the rebroadcast.
Either way, I enjoyed it.
And
obviously you didn't.
Once again, the wheels have fallen off the watch party.
We better hurry up before our producer goes to sleep.
Yes.
Any other last PSs? No? All right. Thank you for watching tonight. Make sure to join us next week for another amazing, delightful show. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channels, and peace out.
Do